person and tell them right now, I am incredibly successful. If it's a lie, I don't care. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, incredibly successful.
All right. Okay, great. So we're going to talk about how you can become incredibly successful. We've talked a little bit about social networking, and the most important key idea that I want you to take home with you is that social networking is about building relationships. It's about staying connected with people that you already know. It's about meeting new people on the internet through these, a myriad of social networks that we'll be discussing. So you can share information and ultimately do business. And I'm going to give you some examples of how that will happen. Now, the first social network I'd like to introduce you to is one that I learned about early on. It's called Plaxo Plus. And I'd like for you to think about it as your online Hallmark store. And the nicest thing about it is you can join for free. Everything I'm going to share with you, you can do free. It doesn't cost anything. Now, if you wanted to buy the upgrade cards, you see there's free cards for every different occasion. You can send those out, and you don't have to pay a dime. If you want to upgrade and have all kinds of cards and have the actual card delivered to their mailbox, it's $19.95 a year. So it's not incredibly expensive. All right? Now, just in preparation of this program, on Monday afternoon, I looked at the birthdays that were coming up, because what Plaxo does is it downloads all of your buddies whose email you have. So I had, at the time I signed up, I had 3,900 email addresses in my Outlook box or whatever, and that translated to about 395 contacts that I actually have that are using this program. Now, Edie Rather is a client/colleague. We did business together in Las Vegas, Nevada in 2003. She was one of my first speakers to come on to Speakers Live, and we did some online seminars. So it was her birthday, so I sent her a card, very simple. You can see, little cards and wishing you a happy birthday. There were 3 or 4 people, as you saw, and I picked 3 or 4 of those that I knew well to send a card out. Within 17 minutes of me sending the card to her on Monday, this is the personalized note that I got back from Edie Rather, who I have not seen since 2003. But because I stay in touch with my contacts, because relationships are so important and becoming incredibly important in this virtual world. I want to say how so important your reputation is, what you do, how you do it. It transcends the virtual world. We are really becoming a very transparent world. So this is this fabulous note back from her. Oh my God, how are you? So good to hear from you. And thanks for the birthday card. Then she goes on to tell me about her project. Now, I haven't had a chance, but I will go check out her link, talk about and comment about her book, and thank her for doing it and contributing to making the world a better place, because that's what she's all about. So it's about touching people and staying connected with them. Plaxo provides a home page. All of these social networks that you'll be looking at and we'll be talking about, it's like having additional websites on the internet. And for those of you who are madly taking notes, stop. If you just give me your business card, I'll send you the PowerPoint presentation as well as the videotape of this program. It'll be posted on YouTube, because I want to show you how easily and quickly all of this technology works for you. So you can focus on the slides and what we're talking about, just jot down the key points here. So Plaxo also has a place for us to write things down, write regular tips to our customers and clients. Now, I've been posting tips every day related to a program that I had upcoming in February, the Presentation Skills for Professionals. So every few days I put a tip in about presentations. And I use something called Ping FM. I don't have time to get on every one of my social networks and log in and do all those sorts of things. So I use Ping FM, and boom, it goes off to all of my Twitter account, it goes to Facebook, it goes to Plaxo, it goes to MySpace, it goes to all of these different social networks that I use. So it's a wonderful way for me to speak to my clients, customers, and colleagues. We'll talk in just a little bit about how they end up speaking back to me. All right, so here's a doctor from India, and this is what he writes back. Powerful woman, you know. I'm only, you know, I'm 5 feet, you know, tall, I think, barely. But, you know, this is what he's hearing from the posts that I'm putting out there. So he's actually getting some, some benefit from the tips that I'm providing. So that's Plaxo Plus. LinkedIn, and I'd like to talk about LinkedIn the way one of my colleagues does. Michelle Baca talks about LinkedIn, and she says, LinkedIn is the boardroom.
That's good.
Facebook is the barbecue. MySpace is the bar. Yeah. All right? So I kind of like that if you think about it in those terms. All right? So LinkedIn is the more professional boardroom. And Guy Kawasaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, says that 499 of the Fortune 500 companies have Facebook profiles, their top officers. So it's really the place where you can meet some of the top decision makers in all of your industries. LinkedIn, again, has another place for you to have like another website. And interestingly enough, if you Google Bernadette Viduro, my LinkedIn and Facebook, all of those profiles come up right alongside with my website on the first page. Or, you know, I have 4 websites, but that's one of the first things on that first page that come up. So it does drive traffic to you. So you have your resume on LinkedIn. You have recommendations, people recommending you for different positions or things that, that you've done in the past. I love this one. This was a recommendation where a fellow said that I was a force of nature. And I thought of my grandfather who used to accuse me of being like a tornado or a hurricane when I walked in a room. And I thought, well, some things never change. All right, so you can have those kinds of things on LinkedIn. So get a LinkedIn account.